I will be very honest with you. The very first minutes that I picked the book, this very specific book that I'm gonna talk in this video, I felt embarrassed. I was perplexed and I was confused. I started asking myself that whether it's really a right choice for me, even though my initial reaction was highly positive and it had so much magnificent illustrations, because as soon as I started to read the first pages, the introductions, guess what? I did notice that the book was intended for teenagers. And after a few lines, I learned that it's not only for teenagers, but it's actually for teenager girls. So deep down, I was asking myself, am I really this much late to the game of money? What an opportunity maybe I have missed, that I have not learned the things that are meant for teenagers. And but I just tried to make a distance, and then I learned that I'm gonna learn and grow anyway, reading and implementing what this book has to offer. Have you heard probably the Real Madrid versus Marseille, right? So the Champions League heat seems to kick in, and it just reminds me these recent news, the fact that Real Madrid made their 200 straight wins in the Champions League. I'm gonna share 5 lessons that I have learned from the book called How to Money by Jean Chatzky, and how that is related to the story of Real Madrid versus Marseille and the glorious games of Champions League in general as well. Lesson number 1 is just start, right? I know maybe you're remembering the "Just Do It" slogan of the Nike, and apparently Real Madrid, they won against Marseille even though they were just 10 people, and it's this lesson in that game that those guys, those 10 men, didn't wait for another round of games or for a perfect condition where they have the whole batch of the 11 people playing. They just did it. They just did what they could do, and at the end, they won the game that they were losing. And in the financial world, it's the same. We just need to get started. There is no perfect moment. We are lying to ourselves, to be very honest, that there will be a perfect week or a perfect month or a perfect year that I'm gonna start to improve my financial literacy, or finally when I am rich, which by the way is a very vague term, that's the time that I'm gonna invest. And Jean Chatzky, by the way, has a very sincere tone, and she has a very sincere tone saying that it's just important to start feeling the feelings of being an investor. That identity is what really matters rather than the numbers. So start soon. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Just like Real Madrid, even though the situation was tough, they didn't wait for the return game when they have all the men. They just did what they could and turned out very well for them. Lesson number 2, time is money, right? How many times have you heard that time is money? I've heard that a lot of times, but to be honest, it was in this very book that I really got a very tangible depiction of what it really means that time is money. Jean Chatzky says that we really have got 2 invaluable resources in life. Either we spend our time to make money, or we spend the money to get the time, right? We spend the money to buy the time, or we spend our time to make money. So I was reading this book at a stage of in my life that I was hesitant to start any work that might not fit my title or my expectations, but this book changed my perspective. It was basically arguing that the time is going to pass anyway, and you can start small, start from anywhere, and the money that you make, and if you can start investing that, it's gonna compound over time. Just how Real Madrid reached this seemingly unachievable, over the skies title, 200 wins in Champions League, very gradually and very continuously and very consistently, just over time. Lesson number 3, protect yourself. So you have seen that it's minute 85 and your favorite team is doing very well, but suddenly one of the best guys in the field, let's say one of the best defenders, and they have to take him out at a very sensitive time. But if a soccer club does not have a sort of a insurance or defense mechanism, like having subs or literally health insurances that can take care of the situation of their players, they would end up in a very bad situation, right? The same goes true in our own life, particularly for the people living in the States. Having health insurance is something that is going to save you so much invisible monies down the road of your life. Lesson number 4, big purchases and negotiations. Do you remember, I'm not sure if you do remember, the time that Cristiano Ronaldo got transferred from Man United to Real Madrid? So it hit the headlines that Real Madrid puts a lot of money. They spent millions of euros to buy Ronaldo from Man United. But what you don't see behind the scenes is that they have lawyers and delegates that they do so much hard work to negotiate millions down to decimals. And so should you do in your life, especially when it comes to big purchases, whether it's car or a house. Always shop around. Lesson number 5, lifestyle inflation. So have you seen those big stars? I don't want to mention Neymar, but you can imagine maybe of some other big stars that as soon as they close a big deal and they're transferred to a big club, let's say from a very humble club to a bigger club, you immediately see them with Ferraris or other luxurious items in life. So all of a sudden there is a lifestyle inflation in their life, and that creates so much of noise and distraction, and they're no longer focused on what brought them the success that they had achieved in the first place. And it's the very same thing in the life as well. While the finances of yours might getting improved, you just need to stay humble and low-key and basically spending well below your means. So I don't like to speak about this, but of course, please consider subscribing, liking, or sharing this content with anyone whom you might think that can enjoy and benefit from this. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.